You've met yourself, right?
3,
But I admit it.
2, 1. Welcome. Welcome to the campaign, a modified version of Shadow, Raid of the Keep of the Shadow. It's a modified version in my own way. We are filming this in the back room of a library, so it kind of has like a community feel. And let us begin. A couple hundred years ago was the big collapse of the big kingdom. The only kingdom that unified it. The Shadowfell Kingdom. I'm sorry. Welcome to the Keep of the Shadowfell, a modified version done by me, Grant, the DM. In this world, we have our heroes trying to fight up against the ultimate enemy, trying to change the world in his image. Gonorrheus, the wizard. Gonorrheus, like the STD. Gonorrheus, the STD, or the wizard in this case, is trying to rebuild the earth in his image by opening a portal that was once closed by the great kingdom. But sadly they collapsed due to the fact the dragon burned down almost everything. Quite sad. But before that, the kingdom was led by Sir Arthur, the knight, who punished the cult for trying to open a portal to hell, aka the Shadowfell realm. In this realm leads demons and disgusting creatures who only hope is to follow the lead of the one master. He was slaughtered by Arthur and the portal was closed, or so they thought. That was until Gonorrheus and man who burned down Harvard, the #1 wizard school in the country. Now, he's on a hunt to try to reopen the portal. He restarted a cult, and now the world is at danger. But that doesn't matter, because we're going straight to what really matters, a tavern on a Saturday night.
That's right,
Woo!
That's right.
Hey,
Where we find our heroes.
You're ruining my immersion.
In this tavern, we find at the bar is a druid named Juniper, the half-elf. There she is making eye contact, glaring eye contact with a elf named Mikkel Jackson.
it's Mikael.
Mikael Jackson.
Miguel Jackson.
They're glaring at each other while a hobbit struggles to get onto the bar. Margot, the hobbit. When she does get to the bar, she's trying to barter with the bartender to give her some booze. But the problem is, he thinks she's a little bit underage because she's a 2'7", the size of a child. Then, in the corner at the table, going through a Vietnam flashback, comes the mercenary murderer, Mike Coxlong. With murder on his mind, he sits there, a recovering pacifist, trying to figure out what to do with his life. Then, in the corner, singing, is the
Sing.
Okay. The devil went down to Georgia and made this beauty, Betty Lou,
That's
the
right.
bard singer, country singer, trying to make a living. How about you sing for us?
Oh,
Yes, sing.
I've just been put on the spot. I don't know what to say.
Boo! Go back to hell.
Right. Tough crowd.
They
These
are
spots
all
keep getting worse.
dirt poor.
I know, right?
Margot's trying to pickpocket just to afford to get some booze, while others are just fighting her, going through PTSD flashback. Mike Coxlong. But however, things change when a 6'3" wizard breaks down the door. Well, not real. He opens it at a justified pace. He opens the door and walks in. There he is. Dreamweaver, talking to a merchant. Listen, Dreamweaver, I can't allow you to go to Winter Haven. There is no possible transport. Everyone who goes there dies. We have not gotten our mail there, our merchants there. Everyone just can't get by the forest. They just disappear. Why do you want to send a convoy there?
Oh, I just really want to. You know, I gotta meet up with my old friend who burned down my wizard school, and I gotta teach him a lesson or two. You know?
I can't let you go without a team. It's too dangerous. You gotta recruit some people. And then, talk to me.
All right, I can do that. No problem.
So where do you go?
I'm gonna go up and talk right to the elves that are arguing.
You mean the one elf? Because this one's only half.
I'm an elf. Shut the fuck up.
Goddamn half elf.
That language it hurts my ears a little bit to hear. Talking so rudely about your fellow elf.
Where are you from?
Thank you.
Where are you from?
The woods.
Hey, the woods?
Not your woods. I don't
Oh.
hang out with
What?
them.
The what?
Them.
So, how do you get him to join your crew?
You wanna join my crew?
Will you pay me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot going on right
You
now.
stingy half elf, of course.
I'm not stingy.
You're so
You just steal all my money.
You're so selfish.
Even if you did pay me, you'd probably be like, listen, I got an idea. Let's go do this thing. And then take my money.
Why do you have all this money and you don't want to share it?
I just don't want to share it with you.
That's so selfish. I'm coming.
That's what she said.
As the devil walks by,
Hi, guys.
Do you
So
know her?
I was feeling a little left out over there.
Ooh.
Were you now? Maybe there was a reason for that. I'm just saying.
What? Did you not like my singing?
You didn't even
What
sing a
song?
I know, because I was put on the spot.
Sing
Okay.
a song for us and I'll let
Okay,
you
I
join.
can't think of any songs right now.
Frogs these days, am I right?
Oh, what?
Can't live with them, can't live without them.
Did you say
That's
frogs?
what- Can't look.
Frogs these days.
Margot, your conversation with the bartender is interrupted by their bickering. What do you do?
Can y'all shut the fuck up?
Ooh.
Ayo!
That hurt my ears again.
I like her.
All I want is some booze and some peanuts.
Why is
No.
she so, she's so short, but she's
Yeah.
so mad.
How old are you?
I'm 17, thank you very much.
Still underage. Don't serve her, bartender.
Then approaches the man with murder on his mind, Mike Coxlong.
I heard you're looking for people. What's good?
You want to join? Maybe we're gonna go look at some towns, get some wizards, fight some enemies. You know, it's gonna be a real hoot.
So what you're saying is I get to kill shit and get paid?
Absolutely.
I'm in.
All right.
That's a good man.
Man, that was the easiest one of all of us, huh?
That's a good
I mean, then again, you just joined for
The
money.
merchant approaches again. So, you got us a crew?
Yes,
Hey,
Okay.
I ain't part of no crew.
Yeah,
Yes, you
when
are.
did I join this?
you did. Do you remember? I remember.
Are they in or what? Are you in?
Listen, I ain't got no team, I ain't got no family, I'm not in.
You know you're
Do
coming.
I need to call child services? Where's
Someone
your
has to
parents?
keep you from dying.
Don't got any.
That's fair.
That's so sad. You poor thing.
Would you like a smooch?
She's older than you.
And what about it? She's short.
Hey, who you calling short?
I mean,
You?
Listen, do I got a convoy or what? I need to ship this by the morning.
You sure do. Everyone's coming, whether they like it or not.
He goes, alrighty then. You'll get paid 250 gold upon return. Sounds like a deal?
I'm
Yes.
in.
each?
Each.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Ah,
You don't
see
get
you in the
500.
morning. So, you guys head to bed before
Why
leaving
not?
the tavern?
I'm giving you my money.
Or do you guys
Three
sleep in the
people.
tavern? So you guys just stay in the tavern all night partying?
I got an Airbnb.
Did
Those
daddy pay
words don't
for
mean
it?
anything.
Yeah, he did.
Daddy Sadie.
With what money?
Satan.
With the
Your
money.
father
Get for
Satan?
you.
Yeah. Have you
Nothing.
heard of it?
Yeah, that's right.
Ruler
No
of
one's ever
hell.
gotten anything from me.
That's
Why
right.
am I going country?
Oh, I need a bigger voice.
The morning comes. You either got sleep or you slept in your daddy's Airbnb or you had a PTSD nightmare and accidentally killed the entire brothel.
Not again.
My cockslog strikes again.
Not my proudest moment.
He's recovering, guys. He's a recovering pacifist. Let him be. Mike, not idle. More time. Thank you. We're recording this in the back room. Please excuse us. Anyways, the morning comes. Everyone arrives there on time. somewhat. We had Mikkel Jackson a little late.
You know,
I
I
had some
tried.
loose ends.
He goes, okay, guys, here's the map. You guys are going to go straight up to the North Mountains. That's where Winter Haven is.
What do I ask?
All right?
All right, then we can do that.
Good luck. No one has ever come back, especially in these recent months. Good luck.
Is that a promise?
It's a suggestion. I hope you guys.
I think it's an
I hope
ideal.
the money can at least raise your socioeconomic classes. Have fun.
All right.
So y'all
Yeah,
disembark.
you need that, don't you?
You're gonna go from broke to hella broke.
The bickering continues through the long traveling until they start getting more and more higher up into the North Mountains. Winter Haven draws near. The bickering kind of stops as you guys get tired of walking with this convoy of food, random merchant stuff. Most of you can't even, well, Mike Coxon can't read. So he's just like, murder, murder, murder. But as we get close, things start to pick up. Birds stop chirping.
I know you were so used to that.
Birds not chirping?
No, birds chirping. You're from the woods.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
As our adventurers get cleared into a clearing, they start hearing things. Let's introduce the characters and their traits. First, we got Juniper, the killer queen, the druid. Then we got Mikkel Jackson, the no sleep from Brooklyn, the ranger. Then we got Margot, the CVS from the CVS tennis courts. Her song is "Tennis Courts" by
Lord.
Lloyd.
CPS?
Yeah, I said CVS.
I was like, wow, I love that
With
shit.
murder on his mind, Mike Coxon gets excited as he feels a present nearing. Dr. Brownstone, Mr. Brownstone gets excited as he feels a fight coming on, and he hasn't got to use his power for a very, very long time. And then the devil went down to Georgia and made Betty Lou. She's from the South, the straight South, South to hell. And she is here to play music and become a world famous country singer and also kill shit.
Charlene.
But as they approach, all the birds go quiet. You guys are on this side of the mountain, the south side, and the clearing. The road is very dignified, but around you there are graves, burned wagons, and just mail scattered. Random boxes have been burned, broken into. It's a graveyard of merchant items. What do you guys do?
I for one searched through all of the merchant boxes.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Okay. You guys find some items. Mostly food, mostly silk.
Oh,
So it can be
good,
sold.
good money for silk.
Yeah, mostly silk, food, nothing of value.
Oh.
You do find some mail
Who's Mel?
with the title
Are
from
they tax returns?
They're not yours.
Balrog the Fat.
I open it. If he's fat, he got money.
Or
he
if
just
he's
goes-
fat, he's poor
He goes,
and has a disease.
Guys, Dames from the south, we need more support up here in the north. If you can send any guys, that'd be great. Danny Rice will pay you. Thank you. Have a good day. I'm sending this through official mail. I hope it doesn't get accepted by the FBI. This is Balrog the Fat. Closing off. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right then.
Sounds like some junk mail. Let's burn it.
Hey, he said we're getting paid. If we do the thing.
Julian, roll a d20 for perception.
Who?
You! Oh, fuck. Roll a d20. Dream Reaver.
There we go.
Oh, god
Aw.
9.
That's on you.
Plus,
You breathed on it.
but he also has that, so. He does hear something. He hears creatures moving to the northern side of the trail. there is a bush that separates off trails that could lead to like a shortcut to see if there's anything ahead. There's also a grave to the right or to the east. And a mountain, a little hill that's in their way. What do you guys do?
Oh, I want to see who's dead. Read the gravestones. That's sad. Maybe I'll play him a tune.
Roll for
Don't
initiative.
turn over in their graves.
She's gonna get us killed.
Which one?
Roll a d20. This one.
Here, here's this one. This one's mine.
17.
Aw, ain't that
Everyone roll a d20
Oh,
for
my
initiative.
stars.
11. Everyone roll. Mike Coxon got 6. Dreamweaver got 11. Betty Lou got 14.
I got 17.
17. Margot got 5. He got 7, or Mikkel Jackson. 20. Juniper is going first. And it goes boom, 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 boom. We'll just make it easy. Go clockwise from Juniper.
So roll a d20 on the first roll.
Yes. Also, I have this homebrew technique where I use, if you roll a 20, you get a special skill. Like, it's kind of like leveling up. It's something I like to do, so you get rewarded for doing 20s. So you always get advantage in initiative, so you get to roll twice. So write that down, son, in that area. But she immediately knows that there's people nearby. Her half-elven ears are able to sense the voices of goblin bickering. Go,
I hear someone coming. No, stop yelling. You're all local guards. I'm sorry, Big. I'm sorry, Joe.
but when you get there, when Betty Lou gets to the grave, she sees the grave of Julian Schumacher,
Schumacher.
Abigail Allen.
What?
But also, when she turns her head to the north, she sees heads hiding behind the rocks. Goblins are hiding, preparing an ambush. One, they don't fire because it's not their turn. You start. There's goblins over here. You start, Juniper. What do you want to do?
Oh god damn, I don't have all day. Let's go, please.
You know what, Bard? You're the reason why we're in this fucking mess, okay?
Okay.
I just wanna-
You guys can also talk about battle strategy.
Alright, so
What the fuck do we do?
who's our fighters? We need our fighters to go front.
Well,
small one.
he goes. Juniper goes first, and then we're gonna have it go clockwise.
Well, yeah, we said we'd talk strategy.
Yeah, what's the strategy?
That's
you guys
what
are
I'm
walking
talking.
straight
I
into.
think that we should fight them.
Well, yeah.
Okay, who's staying back? We need our fighters to go front.
Well, you're obviously gonna be in the bag.
Send
Yeah.
Mike
You're
up.
useless up close.
Yeah, I am. So I'm gonna be back here.
Send Mike.
Alright, I'll go up with Mike.
Yeah, I'll go up. I'll fuck some shit up.
What are you gonna do?
God bless. That's a great question. Even I don't know.
You got a spell or something? You got them half elf. I swear to God.
I will stab you. It's not like heaven before, okay?
Okay, what do? You got 10 seconds.
I use poison spray.
I don't know if you're in
I don't
range
know.
for that
I
because
don't
you're.
either.
So what? You only know because she is like making noise.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Oh, stars.
Protect her. Protect her.
Protect me.
You can like sacrifice
Yeah.
your turn. Abigail,
Um,
your turn.
I'm gonna run behind Mike.
So
And then maybe, if they get too close to me, I'll play him a tune.
so
Can you do it?
Betty Lou went to look at the graves. She looks over and see a bunch of goblins pointing crossbows and weapons at her. She just goes, nope, and runs out of there, runs behind the fighter.
That's right. Thanks, Mike.
What do you do, Dream Reaver?
I'm gonna go close enough so I can fight them.
Okay, Dream Reaver hears the noise and goes to meet the ambush. He is a projectionist, meaning he can control. He's like a stand user for JoJo. He's an entire JoJo reference. That's where your guy is. You notice them. You can see the goblins. And you can see crossbows that are pointed at you.
I do.
Do you want to draw your stand out? We'll just say stand. It's not
Yes.
your projection. You draw Mr. Brownstone, a Guns N' Roses reference, pops out. He is like a human body, but he has no head, and there's eyes on his chest. He is extremely muscular, and his ability, well, you'll see. Mike Coxlawn, what do you do?
I'm gonna flank around these trees here and meet him at the rocks.
Mike's Coxlawn. This one,
Yes.
Hey, Mike.
Mike Coxlawn sees the enemy and just charges towards the bushes, trying to go see if he can go around and flank them. Margot, the rogue, what do you do? Caught in mid-chew. How unprofessional.
I'm so sorry. I'm hungry.
Guys, the mic's gonna hear all of that.
Okay. Since I'm in the back and I'm small, I'm gonna like weave my way through like people's legs, and then I'm gonna go and climb those trees in the center, and take my short bow and shoot at them from above.
Roll an athletics check.
Which one?
That would be fall under strength. That would be a d20.
Roll the five.
Roll for vibes?
Hey.
Failed.
Failed vibes.
No.
Done.
You jump towards the tree. Tree branch breaks, and Margot falls. Not taking any damage because she only jumped to the first lower branch because that was the first one she could grab. Snaps, falls, and falls on her butt.
That's embarrassing, honey.
Oh, shut up.
Mikkel Jackson, what do you do?
Alright, I'm gonna stand a few feet behind Dreamweaver and kind of support from behind. with
Okay,
with my
you have a
arrows.
bonus action as well. Do you want to try to take a shot?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, roll
Roll
a
what?
d20. That dice, yes.
50.
13. Their armor class is, I can't tell you that, but it hits without your proficiency bonus. Which one did you aim at?
This big guy right here.
So, we have Mikkel Jackson charge up, pull out his bow Legolas style, and just pull back, fire, and what is the damage it does? $100,000. No, it's this one. It does, a longbow does a d8.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You should be.
3.
Alright, I'm fine.
Mikkel Jackson fires his bow, and it hits the goblin, and the shoulder goes,
Oh, my shoulder! I've been injured! Not fast! Fire!
Your turn has already been done.
Goldberg.
So now, the enemy starts firing shots at Mr. Brownstone. And 6. They don't miss. But there is another one coming. Another crossbow gets fired. What is your armor class?
15.
15. It hits.
Was it exactly 15?
Yes.
Dang.
We really try our best.
1 damage though. Mr. Brownstone manages to slap it in half, but it still doesn't stop the flint from the edge of the bow from just scraping across your cheek. Now, these fighters are now going to start moving up. They jump out from the rock, pull out staffs, axes, swords, crude weapons made out of pots, and start charging down the middle of the trail. They have not seen Mike Coxlawn. Juniper, what do you do?
I'm gonna go behind Mr. Brownstone over there with my dagger and my shield and provide backup support.
Right back up. Comes behind with the dagger and shield, just ready to stab some bitches. From that point of view, you can see 4 goblins that you notice. There are 4 hidden behind rocks that you have not. Actually, roll perception, see if you notice them. D20.
What the
20! 2 20s in a row. Okay, so I don't know what ability to give you, but you notice all of them and you know their exact locations.
Tell me where they are.
You also get a crit, so you want to try some? Actually, what? You get a crit. Do you want to use it on something or do you want to just take the ability?
I'll just take the ability.
I don't know. Add +1 to your perception. Now, do you call them out to your teammates? Do the teammates know where they are?
Yeah.
Say it out loud. You call to them.
Guys, they're behind the boulders.
Oh. How many? God damn it.
4.
Alright.
There's only 4 more.
God, you're so helpful.
Okay.
You know what? I'm more helpful than you have been, okay?
Hey,
Abigail.
No, I already shot
Yeah.
some.
What do you do?
Does it do any damage?
I think
Yes, it
I'm
did.
gonna go up to the closest one and try to hit him with my sock full of quarters.
Abigail is armed with her tiefling demon bard weapon is a sock full of quarters. That's way too many spaces for her to move. She walks and
I have a long
runs
stride.
up, swinging up her sock full of nickels. You can just hear the quarters, my bad.
Thanks.
And you can hear the sound of change moving. Dream Reaver. Your stand is out, so you can now.
Yes, I'm gonna attack this big old dude right here.
This is your stand.
What's the one that's been attacked already?
This one.
Was it? Oh, then I'll attack a different one.
Let's say this D6 is your stand. It's right here.
All right, I'll use my stand to do a stand punch on that guy.
Stand punch. He's not in range. Stand punch.
He-
Now he is. He moves.
Alright.
Okay. Roll. You hit. Roll a two D4s for each punch.
Okay. 4.
4. So the first punch just obliterates the jaw.
All right.
Blood is leaking out of their nose.
4.
There 4. Holy shit! Just boom, boom. The jaw gets dislocated, and the second jaw.
Second job.
The second punch just punches off the jaw. The goblin's like, he is bloodied and very wounded. He's blood. What do you do, my cockslong?
I'm still trying to flank around.
Okay, he's still running. Well, this guy's getting his jaw punched off. Mike Coxon running through the bushes.
Scroll through the woods.
As he gets to the clearing, roll to see if they notice you. The back crew.
Oh god.
10. They do not. They're really stupid. They see this guy just
It's this big one.
looking into the trees, looking through the trees. They're still focused on the fact that as Dream Reaver just projected a giant ghost with no head that just punched off a goblin's jaw. Margot, what do you do?
Well, I'm still recovering from falling out of the trees. So I'm just gonna try and get myself up and then pick up pebbles within my size to chuck at people. Cause I'm small.
Okay, you roll to see if you can find any pebbles near you. Yeah. 15. You do find some pebbles. You just find them on the ground. You can start throwing them. You peek out and just roll to see if they even hit. You're gonna have to roll higher though, a little bit higher than 13. Reroll. Fell off the table. 5. Her little arms can't throw fast. One does hit a person, but it's Dream Reaver. But luckily he has a helmet, so he's just like controlling his projection or slash stand, and all of a sudden get hit in the back of the head.
That's what you get for dragging me along, you little bitch.
Mike Coxlawn.
That hurts.
Oh wait, actually. Now,
Mikhail.
Mikhail Jackson.
Oh my god.
You landed your first shot. What do you do next?
Alright, I'm gonna do a trick shot. I think they're in my way, so I'm gonna like do a jump and shoot.
Okay, if you fail, you'll hit one of them.
Oh, then wait.
Only if it's like below 5. Like
Okay,
it's a
okay.
bad failure. Like
Okay.
you jump, trip, shoot yourself.
Shoot me in the arm. You better not hit me.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, please.
Trick shot.
Who do you hit?
That was sick as fuck.
Would it be like would I kill them? Would I kill them?
It would be a critical, so you'd roll this. You would get 8 plus whatever you roll here. So
I'll do the one I already hit.
okay.
Right.
8 plus 8, 16. It just goes straight through his head and bounces off this rock and then lands somewhere in perfect condition. Before the goblin could even scream, it has all of its brain leaking out the front of his head, and he just falls forward to the ground.
It's about time.
One
Hey,
dead.
I'm the only one that's not damaged.
Juniper! Actually, it's the goblin's turn. They have not seen you. This one has a spear. You notice. Mike Coxlong notices that one of the goblins in the back has a spear he's holding, ready to charge once they breach the first line. But the two crossbow ears, with the guys blocking, are going to try to volley some shots. So, everyone roll higher than a 10 to see if you get hit by any of the volley shots. Betty Lou does not get hit by a volley shot. Dream Reaper rolled a 1, and he gets hit by a volley shot.
Oh shit.
Come off the table.
He rolled. It's sadly another 1, so he's fine. But since it's a 1, he does take extra damage. So 2 does it.
So special.
I was just telling.
5 damage in total, not 1 plus 5, because of D4. So while he is controlling his stand, he's unable to dodge the volley of arrows that come. One hits him in the shoulder, and then one hits him in the thigh. Dreamweaver, how do you react to getting shot?
I cry.
Well, that was rude.
Very fragile.
Through his helmet, you can kind of hear what sounds like a battle cry to some people, but is really just. As that happens, the first goblin that got his jaw knocked off is going to try to do one desperate attack at the ghost. But he doesn't even go hit it. He just freaks out as blood just is leaking from his mouth. He's unable to control his sword and just hits the ground, screaming in pain. These two charge at Dreamweaver, and this one stays back and pulls out a miniature little bow. It's what hobbits use, Margot.
Thanks. That's actually rude.
That's a hate
Thanks.
crime. Now, Juniper, what do you do? They're charging your line. They are in range of poison spray, but also so is Julian.
Who?
Dreamweaver. He could survive. You just have to roll to see if he survives.
Can you get closer?
Yeah, can I just get closer and just stab him?
Okay, yeah, you can get closer. You get close to the one charging at Dreamweaver. What do you do?
Can I stab him with my dagger?
You stab. Roll a d20. Plus 2. No. Well, running up with the dagger just tries to stab him. But he also has a wood block he's using as a defense. He blocks each attack with this wood block. Now,
Great.
Betty Lou, you're just sitting there in the back watching as arrows are flying.
Looking pretty.
What do you do?
Watching.
Can I
Sing
try?
us a song.
Sing us a song to calm everyone down.
No.
To boost all
You
our
I'm
can,
gonna
if
try to
you
use
sing
my
a song, you give
crossbow.
bardic inspiration to everyone.
Aw,
What is that?
Do it.
yeah.
You'll see, she has to sing.
Oh, I don't know what to sing.
Spit on my dick like a baby.
Jolene.
Just sing that one.
Yeah. Dude, I like
You
that
know
song.
that one.
That's a good song.
I only know the chorus.
Then just sing the
Jolene.
chorus.
Jolene, Jolene,
Oh, that
Jolene. That's all I got. That's all I know.
It's the quietest singing I ever saw.
Yeah, that was really pathetic.
Yeah, I don't feel very
Oh,
inspired.
Well,
Everyone gets a
Feels
plus.
more discouraged.
Everyone gets a
That's
plus.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a +1 to the roll, or if you felt discouraged, a -1.
Fuck no! I'm so inspired.
That's right, baby.
Negative.
Dream Reaver, what do you do?
I'll take a +1.
So the one that was attacked, the one that's jaw was ripped off, is in critical condition. But
Yeah.
It's a different one charging me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack him.
Are you gonna use your stand punch, or are you
No,
gonna
because
do
my stand
his
is
gr-
already
his
fighting
special
this guy.
ability,
So I'm gonna use the longsword.
the longsword?
Yeah.
Okay, Dream Reaver sees this guy approaching. He pulls out his longsword, and then he rolls to see if he hits. He hits. While it's charging at him, he just swings, and what do?
I just go
Just whack him upside the head. Doesn't
Right-
really do
right
it
in the
with
between
your
the
neck. Just
and
go
the shoulder.
kind of like floating a swat. Roll to see damage. 2. Hits him right in the side of the neck. However, there is a plate there that blocks the impact. It's literally a plate, like something you stole from a kitchen. Mike Coxlong.
Does the
Do you
plate
wa-
break?
The plate does not break.
That's
Because
a strong.
it's like a metal. It's more like a pan.
Oh.
It's like a waffle pan.
He's got good taste.
Oh, I need over waffles.
Mike Coxlong, what do you do?
Getting waffles.
Can I go around and how
You've been doing that for so
Really?
long.
What if I tell you
Time
to
to
do
go
this?
through
Come on.
this.
So-
It's really not working.
Pops out a flank. You have surprise here. Actually, you have surprise on this guy. So you're gonna roll this. Are you gonna hit him with your axe?
Yes.
Roll. 3.
Oh.
Coming out of the bushes, pulls back his axe. However, it gets caught in a branch and just unable to swing and get him. While this is happening, Margot.
I honestly, I just want to make fun of my cockslong. Like that's.
You spend time.
Wow. You're really
What?
contributing to the battle.
Roll a Constitution. See if it got to your heart and see if it like hurt your feelings. You want to actually do damage to him?
By making fun of him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
How high is your Constitution, Mike?
He's on our team.
15.
15. Roll. 3.
Oh, so bad.
He's yelling, but Mike Coxon in the middle of a fight. He can't hear the Hobbit going, "Your dick's small."
I totally sound like that. That's exactly how I sound.
How would
Well,
you
it's
say
hard
it?
to hear.
Insult him to his face right now.
Because you're small and far away.
Oh, like that makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah, you're small and far away, so you're like, and he's just like, what?
So I'd rather like distract him than like insult him.
You want to try to distract him?
No,
Whose side are you on?
I honestly don't know yet.
Margot Robbie. Fuck, that's not your choice.
Just the first one.
Yeah, just Margot. Just sitting there insulting the team as there's like a battle.
I
Dream
don't wanna
Reaver
be a
has
part of
blood
this team
coming off of
anyway.
his fancy rolls. He's been injured. What do you do, Mikkel?
All right. Oh God. Everyone's really far away. Am I still in shooting range?
There's a little bit of people in front of you that would be really hard unless you want to try to
Can
do
I-
trick shot. But you unlock the ability to do trick shot
Shut up.
because you
That's
got a
it.
20.
Can I do like a really high arched, like in the air?
A
sort of
volley?
go, like yeah, like fall.
Okay, so roll higher than their armor classes. 13. Hold up. I'll see who gets hit.
I need to trick shots.
1 does get hit. This man, the crossbow one, roll a d8. How much damage does he do?
I'm sorry.
3. The volley hits and just hits him in the knee. He's like,
Ah! My knee! How am I supposed to kill people now?
he has disadvantage on all charges.
Which one is it? This one?
That one. Due to his injury, he's not going to attack. But this one has a clear shot of Juniper.
Of course he does.
1. The crossbow misfires and then hits him in the foot. He goes,
Oh, how can this happen? I thought I bought high quality crossbows from Skillshare. Fuck.
and this warrior with another spear just goes, how the fuck did that just happen?
He's speaking like a goblin, but this is hard on their voices.
So he's going to go and try to sneak around. Roll perception if you see where he is.
Where did he go?
Who rolled?
Everyone, the guys with high perception.
I have perception.
No. I don't think I have any.
4.
Oh, I only got 6.
I have wait. Do I?
Yeah, you do. You're a ranger. You don't have plus 2. Oh, you do because of the you do make it because of the inspiration. So you are the only one able to see him.
Okay.
Him moving to an ambush position.
So I see him.
Yeah. Do you call him out?
Of course I do. Hey, there's a fool over there. Vicious.
Oh, thanks.
Juniper. Oh wait, these guys have to attack. 1 attacks. Julian Stan. I mean Dream Reaver. 5. 1 attacks you. 16.
Oh, great.
While
anything
trying to
and stuff.
stab him, he managed to block one of your dagger attacks and do 2 damage as he swings and hits you in the hip with his axe.
Ow.
Minus 2 damage. And then that's this one. Notice Mike Coxon attack and turns to meet him in battle. Charging with the sword. Misses. Mike Coxlong's armor just blocks it. Dents her shitty sword. It's a girl dog goblin.
Diversity.
Yeah, goblins don't care.
Discriminate?
Everyone, they get equal wage. Like there's no like 30% different. Anyway,
Maybe I should be a freaking goblin.
Times are rough.
Juniper, what do? This guy just hit you in the hip with an axe.
Well, first of all, that's rude.
The goblin goes,
I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to kill you?
Disrespectful. Don't appreciate it.
What the fuck is happening? I'm just here to kill you and drain your blood.
When?
Yeah, again.
are you gonna stab him or are you just
Yeah.
gonna keep insulting?
Will my insults do me any good?
You want to roll for intimidation?
This is gonna be like 3.
Oh, 16.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to hit you. I won't do it again.
And then
Just to step back to focus on Dream Weaver.
Dream Reaver, in case you didn't hear that. So he just goes away from her, walks towards Dream Reaver. Juniper, do you want to do? You have another action. Do you want to try to stab him?
Can I stab him from behind?
Yeah, roll.
Alright.
How
For
much
that.
damage do you do? D4 for your dagger. Well, his back is turned. You just stab him. Embed that dagger
So
straight into his back, missing his spine, but still doing damage.
What is it 2?
He's just, oh, shit. I should have not fallen for that.
Yeah.
Betty Lou, what do you do?
I want to use my crossbow.
Betty Lou pulls out her crossbow, mosey on down to the battle point, and who do you shoot?
I want to
Shoot the one with the jaw that's off.
Okay, yeah,
Can't be too healthy.
that one. The one that's almost dead. Okay. That's
Nice.
right, baby. Woo.
The crossbow fires. Just so, Betty Lou pulls out the crossbow, mosey on down to the edge of the line, and just pulls the trigger, flying past her comrades' heads, and it hits
We
the
appreciate
goblin
You're
in the
welcome.
throat as he,
That's right. That's right.
as he drowns in his own blood and tumbles to the ground.
So
Just like Grandpappy did.
Aww.
drank too much sweet tea.
It's too much.
So, Dreamweaver.
Alright, so this guy's focusing on me.
Yeah.
Alright,
You also have your stand right behind him. You
so
can use your stand power that lifts him up.
I thought I hadn't unlocked that one yet.
The gravity one you unlock. Yeah, you do. You have
Oh,
that
I
one.
did? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Lift him up and slam him down into the ground.
The thing about it, the longer you hold him in the air, the more damage it does.
So,
It basically lift him higher.
yeah,
Do you
I'm
want
gonna see how long I can hold him up in the air
So
for
he
before I
goes.
slam him down.
Roll to see if it works. So his stand or projection, Mr. Brownstone can control gravity.
Love that.
So he releases the gravity in the area where this goblin is, and he just starts to float. However, the goblin it does not always work, as Mr. Dreamweaver, has been guarding the tower for 90 years.
Powers
So
are rusty.
he's a little rusty.
Jeez.
He's really rusty. Dreamweaver accidentally puts the gravity on himself, and he starts to fly in the air. He's like, starts going up, going, oh, Mr. Brownstone, Mr. Brownstone, and Mr. Brownstone's like, drops him, and that don't work. 1 damage. You fall and just land, and Mr. Brownstone's like, oops, my bad. How much health are you at?
5.
Oh my god.
You are bloody. So he lands on the ground and he slowly gets up, and you can see he is covered in his own blood and some goblin blood. He's just like, I'm not doing so well, as he spits up blood.
He's out.
What does Mike Coxlong do? You're in a duel with this person.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack that fool.
Roll.
I'll take it.
11. 11. Yeah, you did get it.
Like, I'll take it.
He caught the dice, dropped it. 11. So, roll your. How much does the dex do? Axe.
D8.
Something on the floor
So is
over
that
there.
an
I believe that's
1.
Aww.
Not a lot of damage, but managed to get out of the branch and embed it inside the armor. It breaks the armor, but doesn't go into the skin. Not a lot of damage done. Margot, just standing there on the corner, not doing much. What do you do?
So we got
Besides being like the
social
neighborhood bully. Just
I'm just here for a good time, and by a good time I mean self-entertainment. Is there like a goblin almost dead that I can try and kill, or is it just like not really worth it?
that one has a little damage done. Little damage. You guys are not doing so hot in terms of the lots of damage. You guys are doing lots of damage or barely anything.
You're welcome.
Can I just start charging and use my short bow?
Yeah. So you charge a little closer. You can hit that goblin.
Yeah.
Roll a d20. You also do not have stealth at the moment.
It says D6.
D6. My bad. No, but you have to roll to see if you
I
hit him
am
first.
so dumb.
17.
Yay.
You do land a hit.
I'm just gonna reroll that real quick.
1.
Oh jeez.
Pulling off the shot, it goes and hits him straight in the armor as well. The same place he got shot hit earlier with Dreamweaver's sword, and it just bounces off, but it does cause a bruise, and he's like, ah, and it does make the impact that Dreamweaver did even more larger, causing more blood to start leaking out. He's going, oh, God damn it. Mikhail Jackson, the sharpshooter, the man who hasn't missed a roll.
All right. How far can like I move? Like if I were. To...
You have how much speed? It tells you.
Oh. My dexterity.
Yeah. No, it's right here.
Oh.
35. So you can move 7 spaces.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna climb this tree to get a better vantage point, and shoot. And this. I'm trying to kill this one.
Okay. Roll an
Jimmy and I
athletic
are
check
both
to
in
see
the
if you
way,
climb the
so-
tree.
Where's which one?
20?
Yeah, who is the 20? 15. Climbs a tree. Mikhail Jackson jumps and just climbs the tree as if it was a staircase. He's on top. Pulls back the bow and fires, hitting
This one.
this one.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah!
this slightly wounded goblin, without even thinking or having time to speak or scream, is just brain embedded to the ground as the bow just flies over the tree lines and takes him out. Another one bites the dust.
Wow.
Or beat it. I don't know. I couldn't think of a good my head.
Me and the bard are the only one with a kill count right now. Isn't that
I'm
funny?
sorry.
You
I'm
have
right here. Didn't I kill someone?
what I
Okay.
said.
You're the bard, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
This
I killed some
person,
people self-esteem.
this goblin swings at Mike Coxlawn, but unable to do any damage with his superior background in fighting, is able to block every hit. This one, after this goblin with the crossbow in the back behind the boulder, fires a bow, hitting Mike Coxlawn. Oh wait, what's your AC?
16.
6. It hits. And 4 damage is inflicted on the Mike Coxlong as an arrow just gets embedded in your shoulder. Mike Coxlong gets reminded of all the battles he went through in this one moment and just gets a little pissed off.
Use that anger. Use it.
After the other crossbow goblin's bow broke, he charges with his dagger towards Mike Coxlong and the line. While this is happening, the spear one in the back, who hasn't got any action, decides, I'm going to flank him, and just charges towards the flank. While the goblin slowly approaches the ambush. Juniper, what do you do?
Well, it sounds like we need some help.
Do-
Can I use my mending spell
Yes.
on Dreamweaver over there?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
It's successful.
Congratulations.
So, how much? So, Juniper obviously sees you're not doing so hot in terms of. So she just uses one of her druid magic to close and mend. So she goes, closing one of the open wounds. 2 HP is recovered.
Sweet.
Basically putting a band-aid over.
I can't do much, but I can kind of help.
Well, this is happening. Betty Lou.
I want to use my crossbow again.
Betty
was
Lou
fun.
reloads her crossbow and just goes. Takes aim.
Yeah,
Hits another
that's right.
goblin.
Oh.
8. Holy shit.
That's
I
right.
like this.
Betty Lou just goes.
You know, we
Crossbow
were
flies
before,
straight
but-
through, straight in between Juniper and Dreamweaver. Hits the goblin. He is bloody in the heart as blood starts to gush. He is in critical condition as blood just gushes from him. He goes. Dreamweaver, your stand is right here. You are here, and you are aware of the ambush.
Okay. The ambush from this dude.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, how much health does he have?
I can't say
Or I
that.
mean, what's he at?
He has not been touched.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna bring my stand over a bit. I'm gonna use stand punch.
Okay. Stand punches. Roll 2d4. So just grab 2 of these at the same time. And
1 and 2.
just goes
All right.
boom, 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 boom. Or breaks his nose and then uppercuts him, discombobulating his senses. He was not prepared to get punched by a ghost.
No one ever is.
Mike cock's long.
Alright, I'm gonna attack this motherfucker again. See if I actually hit this dude. Oh my god.
Are you kidding me?
It
Oh,
does
yeah.
hit. It does hit.
You can't talk.
Oh, it hits.
He's
Oh,
not me.
oh, okay.
Roll your attack.
He doesn't know me.
It did hit.
Which one does it?
7.
Yay!
It is in critical condition. After finally gaining his bearing, after getting shot, Mike Coxon loves murder. And after getting enraged, that murder makes him more. He just swings back that axe and almost like he's about to cut down a tree, hits him in the side, nearly cutting him in half. There's a giant divot inside the hip of the goblin as it's critically wounded. He goes, Margot, there's blood, goblins are dying, people are getting injured. What do you do?
Well, I think my main concern is all the blood that's dripping. Like, I'm just so small that I don't want to drown. I want to go up to one of the critically injured goblins and just like run and like headbutt and just like take him down, like
That would be that one. And
finish it.
you can. So Margot charges her little feet, stamping against the ground. She charges against this little goblin who just got half of his body cut. And roll. That's a 9 plus the 3.
12.
Okay, that does hit because of her bardic inspiration.
That's right.
Aww.
I forgot about that.
Jolene.
Jolene! And just headbutts it. This is gonna be a D4 because it's not your weapon. I'll do the golden one. 2 kills it.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
Margot just charges it. Missile gets in pencil and just jumps at it, and it hits it perfectly in the spine that it splits in half, and the goblin falls into 2 pieces.
I giggle.
Mikkel Jackson goes.
Thank you.
This one's.
This one's
Damn it,
fucked
that was
up.
my kill!
Mikkel Jackson, what do you do now?
This one's fucked up, huh?
Yeah.
Can I even do anything? Everyone's really far away.
You could try the volley again.
It worked for
I'll
great.
just. Can I like move over to these trees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll a athletic check. 4.
Okay.
Unable to climb the trees as they're chewing bushes, and you kind of ran away from home, as from Brooklyn, Woods Elf Kingdom. It's the same here,
Yeah.
and unable to really. You're not really good at climbing this tree. There's too many other trees in the area. None of the branches are strong enough to hold your weight.
All right. So I'll just go here.
So he just goes there. You want to try to fire the shot?
Yeah, I'll do a volley.
Roll.
Uh.
That's in between, so you have to roll again.
Roll check.
14.
Oh, 15.
They all managed to dodge, though.
Wow.
Oh, you
That's
kind of
Why did we let the elf do anything?
The volley.
I killed 2 people.
The volley fires, and the 2 elves that are in battle manage to get behind cover before it can hit. Does not hit anyone.
That's fucked up.
Don't peek.
The elves, the goblins, are kind of getting their ass kicks, and they realize it. This one, the crossbow guy, loads their bolt, and before trying to hope that he can like land a headshot or something. And what is your armor class?
16.
6. He got 17. 2 damage as another crossbow hits you, penetrating your armor. Well, this one
Not funny.
charges
Elves.
charges you
Where?
two. This one's in critical condition,
I
and
could
this
have
one's
gotten alcohol.
is so he's wounded.
I love elves.
One,
Would've thought.
another one hits. This one, who is in critical condition, runs up and where you got shot, manages to just push the arrow a little deeper into your body. 3 damage.
Oh.
Do I need some heals, bro?
Next.
But Margot, you're not out of the woods yet. This one comes running with a spear, trying to stab you. 16. What's your armor class?
14.
Okay.
No!
They're on the comeback though.
3 damage as you are just stabbed in the shoulder by this spear charging at you.
And that's all your health. All 3 points.
Mikkel.
Rude.
Actually, Juniper, you just saw your friends are getting just hammered by these 2 wounded goblins. What do you do?
It sounds like we need another healing spell. I should probably learn a stronger one. Not the point.
Heal my cockslong?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if it's successful. Successful. Roll. You get to see how much health you get from this healthcare.
Obama.
Oh,
I was thinking that.
God damn it.
Oh my
What is
gosh.
it?
4.
No,
Roll.
3.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Able to recover some help as she puts a minor magical band-aid on the wound. You're still in the fight.
You know what? It's better than nothing. I'm doing my best, okay,
What
guys?
do you do? Betty Lou, the belle of the South.
The bell of the
Do some
south.
support.
I think, okay, I've had luck shooting my crossbow. I think I should do that.
No.
I'm sorry.
Why?
What have you done?
This is mid-battle after you, like, you're being savvy and you're like, I'm
No.
No.
There's like a spear in your shoulder.
What is that gonna do?
Okay, so yes, crossbow.
It's up to you.
Yes, crossbow.
Say it with conviction.
Yes, crossbow.
roll a d20.
Okay.
10 plus 2, you don't get your inspiration.
I don't get my.
You
own
do, but you do have
inspiration.
proficient in crossbow, so you do hit actually. It doesn't. So, who do you hit?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Roll a d8.
Can misfire and hit me.
You could have.
Yes,
It's
yes,
kill
yes,
me?
yes, please.
4. This one is now bloody as this crossbow dart just goes straight into his shoulder blade. And it got a little
Ah, that will get shoulder.
Dreamweaver. Your stand is right next to that.
He's in bad condition, ain't he?
Yeah, your
Yeah.
punches could finish him off.
Yeah, I'll do my stand punch again.
Do you have anything cool before you?
I'm gonna say, I'm about to punch you. I'm gonna punch you with my ghost.
Hits.
I don't know.
2d4s.
2 and
5.
3.
So your ghost just hovers over, it smiles with its whatever it has the smile with, and just goes boom, 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 as it just turns, as each punch obliterates him, turning him into a fine red mist.
All right. Ghost power.
Alright, guys, we're halfway there.
So who's?
Well, that now it's my cock song. This one's in critical condition.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing at this fool.
Roll
Um,
6.
damn, son.
Unable to swing due to the fact that there's a rock in the way, you're unable to try to land a shot on this wounded alpha, this goblin, as he's like limping around, just swinging at him. Kibby,
Yeah.
you are in the midst of battle. What do you do?
Well, because of the one that just died, I am now covered in blood.
Yeah,
So,
Useless.
and I also have a
including the
spear-
silk you were holding.
including the silk I was holding.
A silk?
Wait.
Damn it! I could
Hold
have
up.
sold that.
Actually,
Misty Silk.
the silk is fine. It was in the backpack.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you do?
It's in critical condition.
Stab it.
Yeah, I'll stab it.
No, why not?
Good choice.
I'm just gonna stab it.
Well, it's just gonna be like a
I'm
1.
just gonna stab it.
Oh,
3.
It's a 3, okay? Thank
So
you.
you're covered in blood.
You know what? Most of the time when I say that, I
It's
say
okay.
it in hopes
The
that,
hobbit.
you know, it'll be the complete opposite.
The hobbit is covered in blood. As wiping some off, unable to see, kind of starts stabbing what looks like a leg, but it's actually a tree stump.
Aww.
This is embarrassing.
You know,
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, Bilbo didn't get it right the first time.
That's rude. That's a hate crime.
Mikkel.
Alright, I'm just gonna try and snipe this one.
Okay, roll. 4. Unable. It gets. You fire the arrow, just gets lodged into a tree. Unable to precision shot.
Alright.
Roll perception. You.
Me?
Yeah. 12. This one who was flanking is now coming up behind you
Fuck no.
in range.
Wait, is he gonna attack me?
Not yet. He's not in range yet. This demon, well, this goblin, he's like,
Things are really looking not good. I should probably go alert someone and just runs away.
the goblin sprints. You can try to stop him before he leaves the area.
Who?
This
Yeah, that
goblin.
guy.
This goblin.
Well, no, who's gonna stop him? We're all busy. We're all preoccupied.
Is he flanking or is he just running away?
He's running away.
Okay.
He sees where he's going. But this goblin takes a shot at my cock's lawn. Unable to do any damage due to the fact that blood is covered, and he's losing a lot of blood, losing consciousness, and just randomly swinging. But you're blocking every shot. Juniper, what do you do? You're unaware of the person coming up behind you, so roll perception. Plus 5. Unable, you don't hear the goblin coming up behind Mikkel. What do you do? You can try to finish off that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and run up and stab him.
So, in the midst of combat with my cockscomb maul, the Juniper runs up. My cockscomb maul. Fuck. Runs up
God.
and just. Are you gonna stab him, or are you gonna hit him with a shield, or
I'm gonna stab him.
runs up and aims to stab the goblin?
Yeah, well.
Can't we kill
Unable to
someone?
stab the goblin sees your advances and blocks.
Oh.
Betty Lou.
Crossbow him.
Of course.
It's gonna
So,
work,
let's
baby.
not forget about this guy over here, you guys.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's running
So
away.
I
What's
can't-
he gonna do?
I don't know.
He's going to get
about
other
him,
people.
Right?
Yeah, but they'll know regardless because the other goblins won't come back.
I can't
that's
see
rude.
him behind me.
You roll. You probably can. What's your wisdom? No, you cannot.
No wisdom.
So I gotta kill this guy.
Yeah, unable to, unalerted, fires a shot. Okay, you do. How much damage do you do to the critical wounded one? As the shot goes and passes through one cheek, the goblin just starts having blood leak everywhere, and he's losing consciousness. He falls to his knee. He's trying to swing at something. He's barely alive, like at the verge. He's just gonna try to like take you down with him. What do you do? Your stand's right here.
So he's almost dead.
Yeah, your stand could finish him off.
Do I see him?
Roll.
Sneaking up? Perception check.
Hey, yo.
Perception check.
8 plus. How much wisdom do you have? Oh, you have good perception.
And
Okay.
I have the
You
passive
do
wisdom.
see that
Thank you.
there's someone coming behind, charging at Mikkel with a spear.
So I'm gonna alert Mikkel, and also I'm gonna turn
A lot of
and
people
start
get
getting my stand over there.
Your stand it would reach here.
Okay. Would reach.
But since
him?
your stand is a lot more powerful, you have to stay in a 30 feet radius of it.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll move mine here. And
Yeah, and then that's the end of your turn.
yeah. Then my stand.
Okay. Mike's cock's long.
Try to kill this dude.
Finish him off.
One last time.
He's trying to
You
swing
got
at
this. You got this.
Never hit like a single blow.
you. 19.
Hey.
Yay!
Kill him.
So,
This goblin, mortally wounded, trying to hit you, take you down with him. Mike Coxon looks at him and just knees him in the face, breaking his skull on his kneecaps as blood just sprays everywhere as the goblin is killed. Margot,
Spit on him.
roll perception. See if you know that there's a 19.
There you go.
You do notice that someone's coming up behind you, and you have an idea where he's going.
Okay.
Wait, which one? That one?
Yeah.
Oh. I want to like start running after him.
You want to run after him?
Yeah.
So, unable to let no witnesses, coming from a family of grown up in a row,
What family, dude?
being an orphan, being raised as a row, you gotta know to leave no witnesses. So Margot charges away straight after the killer. Well, not the killer, this goblin mercenary guy.
Yeah.
And then, what does Mikkel do?
Damn. All right.
Someone's charging at you with a spear behind you.
The spear. Do I have time to shoot? Actually,
Roll.
no.
Yeah.
But then if you
If I miss, I'm fucked.
Well, you already know.
It's okay,
about
I'll put a
this, so
Band-Aid on it.
you're prepared.
Okay. You know what? No.
or you're gonna charge him with your swords.
I'm gonna charge him with my short sword. It's head on.
Okay.
Yes!
Rolls 19 and no
Wait, what
one's
is your
happy.
weapon? How much?
It's D6.
He rolled a 17 and everyone's thrilled.
Yay!
He is bloodied as Mikkel turns around and goes, hee hee, and just cuts him straight across the collarbone, causing blood to start leaking. He is bloodied. Now it is his turn. After receiving that damage, he tries to return the favor with a 2. But you, being from Brooklyn, know how to handle yourself in a scrap. As the sword just swings at him, just deflects, parries.
I'm sick as fuck.
Well, this is happening. He runs, but Margot is on his trail. So you were right here as this one runs away.
That's right, baby.
Now, Juniper, what do you do? Roll to see if you notice that there's a fight going on behind you.
I'm just gonna make him
Notice.
swing. Oh, 19.
You notice that there is actually a big fight going on behind you. Like,
Cool.
yeah, what do you do with that information? I can't tell you everything. You see that Mikkel just cut him and just deflected a blow.
Can I get over there?
You could, you would get here. So, Juniper sees the fight and starts running towards it, but unable to get there and do any damage before another blow is going to be shot between Mikkel and the goblin. You roll to see if you notice it.
Do it. Do a song. Do a song.
You do notice that there is a goblin behind you.
Trying to stab Mikkel. I like Prince better. I think his music is a lot better.
Do a song. Do a song. Do
Oh,
a song.
I want to use my quarters in a sock to try to help him.
Do
Okay.
a song.
So,
God damn it, a song would not do
I need
good.
the
right
tiefling bard turns around, whips out a sock full of quarters, starts swinging and charging.
She is on ones. 19.
Yay!
So, while this goblin is fighting in the middle of a heated battle, parrying and trying to stab Mikkel while losing a lot of blood, He's unable to see as a tiefling bard dressed up in a Southern Belle outfit charges at him, swinging a sock full of quarters. The sock full of quarters does how much? D6?
Yeah.
She swings this sock and just
Embarrassing.
boom! Massive concussion to the head as his skull is now dented. He is on the verge of death. And he's like, Dreamweaver.
Alright, I'm gonna use stand punch on him. He's right there. I'm gonna get him.
Actually, you don't have to roll. It doesn't matter. Let's say save and throw. Okay, the goblin, no matter what you do, it's dead. How does your stand punch him?
I go like,
So a very weak punch, and just kind of bitch slaps the goblin's head off.
Nice.
Just as his head flies into the bushes, and then he's gone. The battle comes to a close. You guys, everyone roll perception, except you, Margot.
Okay.
You guys notice Margot is Mikkel noticed Margot is nowhere to be found.
Thanks, baby.
Do you guys want to look for goblins, or do you want to go to Winterhaven, or try to find her, or like search the bodies?
So wait,
Search
am
the
I the only one
bodies.
that
Yeah, you're the only one who noticed.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
You're
That's rude!
You're a rogue. You probably don't want to be
So-
found.
It's probably like, she's so small, I can't even see her.
the rogue,
She knows it's actually her.
unknown that her teammates are not, her party's not aware of her running off. They go, Mikkel sees her, thinks very hard, and goes,
That fucking midget. She'll do great out there.
"Do you say that to the party?"
Oh, well, internally. You know.
What do you say to the party?
Y'all, let's go to Winterhaven.
So, the party continued. Do you want to look at goblins before you leave?
I think we should look for.
Yeah.
Everyone roll to see if they can find anything. Roll.
No.
You do find stuff. You don't find anything like
Oh,
worthwhile weapons, but you do find something strange about the goblins. You do.
Logan, I swear.
You do find something strange out about the goblins. You do find, not really much, but you do find like a little throwing dagger you can use. But all the goblins are carrying stuff. Vials, empty vials, and some are filled with blood.
Sweet.
A very curious thing. As the night comes to a close, well, as dusk comes, they head off to Winterhaven as this rogue chases after the
What?
coward goblin.